Good
Yes,
afternoon.
please.
Thank you, Dr. Imran. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our weekly 1 p.m. webinar on Eastern Time and Pakistani time. I believe it is 11 p.m. So it's wonderful we could do this from anywhere in the world. Today I'm at a strawberry patch. So if you hear some noises in the background, I apologize. But I do want to open up and talk about from naturopathic perspective. I'm Ahaba McLaughlin, and I am a traditional naturopath. And afterwards, Dr. Imran, who is a master homeopath from Pakistan, will be speaking on homeopathy, remedies, and protocols for stress, anxiety, depression, and etc. Okay, so today I'm going to focus a little bit since in honor that I am picking fresh, organic, non-GMO strawberries today, um, a little bit about glyphosate and the connection to anxiety. So I, I put in the chat here for you guys to see that there is a correlation. And by the way, this is the same across the board. The numbers slightly differ a little bit here and there, but it's nonetheless, the trend is going upward. The more glyphosate there is in our food, the more diseases and diagnoses that we're having. And the trend is pretty positive, unfortunately, from anxiety to joint problems to cancers to ADHD to celiac disease and so forth, and IBS and whatnot. And so the more glyphosate products that we consume, whether it be fresh produce or processed foods from the stores, if it's laden and heavily laden with pesticides like glyphosate, the the more risks we are going to have with anxiety. So I'm just going to focus on anxiety today. And our children are being born with anxiety. I can't tell you how many children come through my practice, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, and they have anxiety. Even 5 years old, I have a little one with anxiety. This is not normal, and it's not what we've seen in decades past, and the trend is definitely rising. So in the chat, I did put, let's see here, the one with the yellow background. When there was a study done where 3,256 respondents took out GMO and glyphosate foods from their diet and ate only organic under the mood problems, anxiety, and depression. I believe that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, number 5 down. Their symptomology improved by over half, 50%. So it says 51.7%. That's just with eating organic produce. So just by changing your diet, you can see a big turnaround in the amount of anxiety and stress that one might have. So in the chart where we have the green background where it says anxiety, we see the trend here for glyphosate that is applied to corn and soy crops, going back to 1990 and then all the way to 2010, we see the trend that it just keeps going up and up and up. Okay, so with that being said, food is super important. Lifestyle habits are very important. Making sure you're getting adequate amounts of sleep, drinking the right kinds of water, not tap water with chemicals and drugs and birth control remnants in it. It's so important to have clean water. Making sure that if you have too much on your plate, reducing that amount of stress, because that all plays into your nervous system. So, which brings me to say that what are some remedies that we can use to manage stress and or see if we can help the nervous system calm down a little bit. I love a tincture. It's an herbal tincture. It's called oat seed tincture. It's the tops of the oats, and that really helps the nervous system. I use that a lot in my practice, and I think it's really, really can be very helpful and beneficial and easy to implement in your home, in addition to whatever homeopathic protocol you may choose. That is one that I like. I happen to use a company called Des Bio, and Des Bio they have they use comprehensive homeopathy. So, for example, if it's not just, let's just say, aconite, or like one or two remedies. There's a lot of remedies in them. There could be 10 to 15 to maybe even 20 remedies, depending. And it all becomes a synergy and synergistic together. So they have ones that are for stress, for PTSD, for anxiety, for even traumas. Let's see, for focus. There's one called Elevate that's for depression, so to elevate your mood. And I find these to be really, really effective. So if you're a practitioner, you can look into DesBio, DESBIO, or find a DesBio practitioner. I'm one of them. And that company makes wonderful products to support anxiety. And let's see, anything else I want to say on the matter. Anxiety and stress, obviously can come from physical symptoms, but it also, just the system getting out of whack, the nervous system, maybe you have a thyroid issue or hormonal imbalance. So where there's like a physical issue going on, which is maybe causing the anxiety, not just necessarily you went through a traumatic emotional experience. And then on the other hand, we do have traumatic emotional experiences that get stored in certain organs. And how it works is it literally will travel to the site of weakness. So if you happen to have weakness in your ovaries, you might get ovarian cysts. And it could be you're sending energy down to that area. So let's say, here's a perfect example. I had a client who every month was getting a particular email from someone that was a little bit out of her control. She could not control that situation, but nonetheless, the email would come through. And every time she would just see the name of the email, it would cause this knot in her throat, and it would send down energy like electricity. She said it felt like from here, and it would go down deep into her ovaries, like down the meridian line, I guess it would be. And she was shooting energy every single month. What ended up happening is that she had now ovarian cysts, and they were bursting every single month, and she was in a lot of pain, and it was very excruciating to go through. Once she made the connection that the way she was reacting to seeing this email, and she was unknowingly sending this energy, this frequency, negative frequency, into her ovaries, she had to retrain herself to see how she saw this email when it came in. So, meaning, now I see this email and I'm going to take a breath. I'm not going to react that way. I'm not sending energy down there. It took a couple of tries, but eventually she conquered it. And guess what? Those ovarian cysts stopped. And so there's something to be said about the way we react to things and how we're storing that energy in different organs in our body. So I can't stress enough to pay attention to what our habits are, how we react to things. That is so imperative. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open it up for any questions, and then I'll pass it off to Dr. Imran. Checking the chat. Okay. While I'm waiting to see if anybody has a question, I will show you the beautiful strawberry patch that I'm at. There are probably millions of strawberries here, and tomatoes and jalapenos and corn and bell peppers. And it's a wonderful way to get local produce instead of glyphosate. So it's an organic farm. Okay. All right, I don't think I have any questions here. I think that was pretty straightforward. So, Dr. Imran, thank you so much for having me on, and we look forward to hearing what you have to say today. Nice, over here. Dr. Imran?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. I look forward to hearing what you have to tell us today on stress and anxiety.
Okay, sure. Thank you very much. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Good afternoon, everyone. Here is Dr. Imran. So today we talk about stress, anxiety, depression, and fears. So first, we talk about anxiety. Anxiety is a state of worry and fear about a future event. It is a typical experience that people go through when faced with challenging situation. You may feel when you have big test, an important job interview or a presentation. Although anxiety is a natural response to stress, feeling for prolonged periods can signify an underlying mental health problem. Anxiety disorder, a common type of mental health disorder characterized by feelings of intense worry, fear, and nervousness. People affected by an anxiety disorder become so overwhelmed with these feelings that it become difficult for them to carry out day-to-day activities. As a result, they may start adopting a lifestyle to avoid situations that make them feel nervous. This can include avoiding the company of the other people, skipping school, not showing up to work. So, anxieties are different from depression. While depression causes you to feel sad and pessimistic with low self-esteem, anxiety, on the other hand, can make you feel tense, worried, and restlessness. Anxiety symptoms following are some of the symptoms of anxiety: nervousness, feeling worried, feeling tense, sweating, restlessness, insomnia, dizziness, dry mouth, increased heart rate, fatigue, chest tightness, breathing issues, shivering, trembling, numbness and tingling in hand and feet, muscles, tension and pain. What is the cause of anxiety? Stress, genetic, drug abuse, traumatic events, irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, diabetes, drug and alcohol withdrawal, heart diseases, respiratory problems, anxiety. So now I talk about some homeopathic remedies which we are used for anxiety issues. First remedy is aconite. Aconite is perfectly suitable for anxiety with palpitation and provides relief at the time of anxiety attack. So we are use aconite in 30C and aconite in 200C according to the patient condition. Second remedy is gelsemium. Gelsemium is a remedy used when our individual suffer from social anxiety disorder and is extremely making a public appearance. So we are use gelsemium in 30C and in 200C according to the patient condition. Next remedy is phosphorus. Phosphorus play a vital role when an individual suffers a lot by worrying about the future. So we are use phosphorus in 30C and phosphorus in 200C. Next remedy is coffea croda. If anxiety take away the night sleeps and cause sleeplessness, then we are use coffea croda in 30C and in 200C according to the patient condition. Next remedy is Agnesia amara. Agnesia amara is used when a treatment of anxiety with depression. So we are use Agnesia amara in 200C, in 30C, in 200C, and in 1 m according to the patient condition. Opium. Next remedy is opium. Opium is a perfect remedy for anxiety from a great fright or something very frightening that gives rise to anxiety. So opium I use in my clinical practice in 200C. Next remedy is Calcarea carb. Calcarea carb is suitable when anxiety results from some thoughts in the individuals about terrible misfortune or mishappening. So Calcarea carb we are used in 30C, in 200C and in 1 m according to the patient condition. Next remedy is Argentum nitaricum. And Argentum nat in is the best remedy when anxiety is resulted from anticipating, which is also referred to a anxiety. We are use Argentum nat in 30C and in 200C. Next remedy is arsenic album. Arsenic album is suitable for the individuals who are extremely about their health and extreme restlessness at the same time. So we are use this remedy in 30C and in 200C according to the patient condition. So next remedy is Califas. This is touched to those who are valuable to stress or become overwhelmed. Their anxiety stems from having too much to do or that doubting their anxiety tends to make a physical toll on them as well. So Califas we are used in 30C and in 200C according to the patient condition. Next remedy is lycopodium. Similar to gelsemium, lycopodium is suggested for people who lack self-confidence, tough they are fear speaking in public and have stage fright. They hide it well, they might cover it up with talking loudly or too frequently. So lycopodium we are used in 30C, in 200C and in 1 m according to the patient condition. Next remedy is Pulsatilla nigra. Next remedy is Pulsatilla nigra. This is for people with child-like anxiety. They may need lots of resources and support from others to feel better. Pulsatilla nigra we are used in 30C and 200C according to the patient condition. Next remedy is Salacia. Salacia is much like Gelsemium and Lycopodium. It's for people who fear experiencing new things, talking in front of people, and getting a lot of attention. They tend to become workaholics to smooth their fears. So Slatia we are used in 6x, in 12x, in 30C, and in 200C according to the patient condition. Next remedy is Satramonium. Satramonium is this is for anxiety that also includes night terrors, nightmares, or dark thoughts while awake. People with this type of anxiety are often scared of the dark or being alone and are especially scared by thoughts of monsters or figures. The imaginations tend to worsen their anxiety. Satramonium we are used in 30C and in 200C according to the patient condition. Now I want to talk some remedies for fears, phobias. Fear is an emotion arising from a threat which may be real or imaginary. It is a body uncomfortable reaction to a particular situation or an event. A person tend to avoid and run away from a given circumstances, which to turn becomes fear. Fear can be associated with any person, situation, or things. In most cases, it is a result of some past experience or future. The most common fears experienced by a human include fear of death, of closed places, failure and fear of unknown, fear of heights and water, fear of sex, a fear of disease, or some other prevalent condition. Anxiety and restlessness mostly occupy fear, and if not treated well, it can further develop into panic attacks. Homeopathic remedies for fear help decrease the severity of the symptoms associated with fear and also help prevent further progression of the condition into panic attacks. So first remedy is fear of death. Aconite remedy for fear of death with anxiety. Aconite is a homeopathic remedy that is used to treat the fear of death coupled with anxiety. The person may fear death and believe that he or she may die soon, going going so far as to predict the day of death. So we are use Aconite in 30C, Aconite in 200C, and Aconite 1M, 10M, 50M, and CM according to the patient condition. Next remedy is arsenic album for fear of death with restlessness. Arsenic album used to treat the fear of death accompanied by restlessness. The affected person does not feel the need to take any medication and may change places continuously. So we are use arsenic album in 30C, arsenic album in 200C, and arsenic album in 1M according to the patient condition. Next remedy is argentum nitricum for fear of height. Argentum net is a homeopathic remedy used to treat the fear of height and of flying in airplanes. The person fears the projecting corners of buildings. The sight of high buildings make the person giddy and may cause him or her to stagger. A feeling of having the buildings on both sides of the street closing in and crashing upon the person in prevalent. So Argentum net we are used in 30C and in 200C and 1M according to the patient condition. Fear of closed places. Stramonium for fear with desire to escape. Stramonium is homeopathic remedy to treat the fear of closed places with the desire to escape. The affected person may get anxiety when going through a tunnel or similar closed space. We are use this remedy in 30C and in 200C according to the patient condition. Next remedy is fear with desire for open space. Fear with desire for open space. Pulsatilla is a homeopathic remedy to treat a fear of closed spaces coupled with the desire to seek open air. So we are use pulsatilla in 30C and pulsatilla in 200C and 1M according to the patient condition. Fear of open places, a stage fright. Gelsemium is homeopathic remedy used to treat the fear of open places, especially stage fright. The affected person has a nervous dread of appearing in public. So we are use gelsemium in 30C, gelsemium in 200C, and gelsemium in 1M according to the patient condition. Next remedy is phosphorus for fear of mishappening. Fear of mishappening. Phosphorus is a remedy used to treat the fear of open places. The person fears that something terrible will happen. So we are use phosphorus in 30C and phosphorus in 200C according to the patient condition. Fear of water with anxiety. Fear of water with anxiety. A homeopathic remedy, Lacinium, is a homeopathic remedy used to treat fear of water with anxiety, where a person wants to drink water but it is unable to do, irritably, or hearing the sound of water or looking at it is a present, and the person gets on thinking of water or fluid. We are use this remedy in 30C and in 200C according to the patient condition. Fear of future, fear of failure, fear of failure. Lycopodium is remedy used to treat the fear of failure with weak memory. The person has a strong undertaking new challenges and may feel unable to reach and destination. So we are use Lycopodium in 30C, Lycopodium in 200C according to the patient condition. Next remedy is fear of hopelessness. Fear of hopelessness. Orometallicum is a homeopathic remedy used to treat the fear of failure with marked hopelessness. The person experiences acute mental depression, the future looks bleak, and a feeling of being unfit or underversing may. So we are use this remedy, Orometallicum, in 200C and in 1 ml according to the patient condition. Fear of sex. Cariazot, a homeopathic remedy used to treat the fear of sex in women. We are use this remedy, a cariazot, in 30C and in 200C and 1 ml according to the patient condition. Fear with suppressed desire. Fear with suppressed desire. Staphysagria is a homeopathic remedy used to treat the fear of sex with suppressed sexual desire. The tendency to fear sex may sport from a feeling of being out of control or with a history of rape or sexual abuse. We are used Staphysagria in 30C, in 200C, and in 1 ml according to the patient condition. Fear of disease. Fear of disease. Kali Ars, fear of life, fear of threatening disease, fear of disease. Kali Ars is a homeopathic remedy used to treat the fear of contracting a life threatening disease or anxiety about health, especially on going to bed. This remedy is indicated in cases where there are fear of having a stroke, heart diseases, or high blood pressure. So Kale Rs we are used in 30C and in 200C according to the patient condition. A fear of cancer. Fear of cancer. Agaricus is a homeopathic remedy used to treat of fear disease, especially cancer. The affected person may be preoccupied with thoughts of death, dying, and graveyards. So we are use this remedy in 30C and in 200C according to the patient condition. Fear of dogs. Fear of dogs.
Excuse me, what was the last remedy, please, for the fear of cancer, attracting cancer? I'm sorry.
Agaricus.
Thank you.
Fear of dogs. Remedy is belladonna. Belladonna in 30C and belladonna in 200C. Fear of poverty, bryonia, bryonia 30C and bryonia in 200C. Borax we are used for Borax 30C and Borax 200C. Fear of infection, fear of downward motion, fear of thunder and sound of firing gun even far away. So we are used Borax in 30C and in 200C. Fear of vice, fear of vice. Cannabis indica, we are used Cannabis indica in 30C and Cannabis indica in 200C. Fear of wind, fear of wind. Remedy is chamomilla. Chamomilla we are used in 30C and in 200C according to the patient condition. Fear of animals. Fear of animals. Remedy is China. China 30C and China 200C according to the patient condition. Fear of fire, fear of pests, fear of fires. Remedy is Cuprum metallicum. Remedy is Cuprum metallicum in 30C and in 200C and 1M according to the patient condition. Fear of rain, fear of rain. Remedy is Alepus in 30C and in 200C. Fear of stage fright, fear of doctors, dentists, nervous, dread of appearing before public. Remedy is gelsemium. Remedy is gelsemium. We are used gelsemium in 30C and 200C and 1M according to the patient condition. Fear of closed room, fear of closed room. The patient seeks the open air, always feel better there, fear of women. So remedy is Pulsatilla nigra. Pulsatilla nigra we are used in 30C and 200C and 1M according to the patient condition. Fear of knives, fear of forks, and all pointed things. Remedy is Spigelia. Remedy is Spigelia. We are used Spigelia in 30C and in 200C according to the patient condition. Next remedy is Stramonium. Dread of darkness and has a horror of shining objects. Also cannot bear solitude, wants lights and company, anxiety when going through a tunnel, fear of injury. Fear of injury. So remedy is stramonium. We are use stramonium in 30C and in 200C according to the patient condition. So anyone have a question about fears topic?
Yes, please. I want to ask about the fears of cats. I mean, dogs are okay, but cats not. Specifically for cats, what would you
Yeah,
suggest for
yeah.
that?
For animals, remedy is same.
For
Cat,
animals?
dogs, and yes, remedy is same. China,
Ah,
fear of
okay.
fear of animals.
China is China or China?
China,
Can you please write it down?
China.
China, like the country. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Which one was it that for the fear of disease?
Sorry. Okay. Cuprum metallicum. Someone asked a question in chat box. A cuprum metallicum. Fear of fire. Fear of fire. And cannabis indica. Someone asked a question about cannabis indica. Fear of wife. Fear of wife. Yes, please, Iman. What is your question?
Oh, I'm sorry, I unmuted myself. It was just the fear of cats. Thank you very much. I just unmuted myself without notice. Thank
Okay,
you.
it's okay. Welcome.
It was fear of disease. It was Callie, but I didn't get the second part.
Fear of disease. Just a minute. Yes, Kali Ars. Kali, Kali Arse. Kali Ars. Fear of heart disease, fear of high blood pressure, fear of having a stroke.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Fear of crowds with hyperventilation.
Yes, please say again.
Fear of crowds with hyperventilation.
Fear of crowd.
Yes.
Aconite in
Thank you.
200C, 30C, and 200C.
Thank you.
They always welcome.
Another question, please. Is there a specific remedy for fear of being judged by others?
Lexis.
Lexis, okay, thank you.
Now I want to share some protocols which we are commonly used in my clinical practice. So first protocol is for depression. I request to someone please Avena stava in mother tincture, Hypericum in 1 dH, Passiflora in 1 dH, and Valeriana in 1 dH. Mix together these four remedies and take 3 times a day.
Could you please repeat that?
Avena stava, okay, I will try to write. Avena stava, Hypericum, Passiflora, and Valeriana. One DH. Mix together these four remedies and use 3 times a day. Second protocol for depression, Hypericum in mother tincture, Aurum in 30C, Conium Mac in 30C, Nux vomica in 30C, and Staphysagria in 30C. Mix together these are remedies and use 10 drops 3 times a day. Protocol for madness and mania. Stramonium in 30C. Stramonium in 30C. Chamomilla 30C and belladonna 30C. Mix together these three remedies and use 3 times a day. Anyone have a question?
Is it you mix them together and use 10 drops of each section of remedies that you're talking about? Like 10 drops each time?
3 times a day.
3 times a day, 10 drops.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're always welcome.
Yeah, another question, please. If someone feels like someone is following them, do you consider this a mania? So this protocol will apply?
Yes.
Thank you.
Anyone have a question? Okay, I want to say thanks to everyone. So next Sunday, we meet again here, same time with new topic. And God bless you all.
Thank you, Dr. Imran. This was great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Always welcome.